Well, hello there. Well, I gotta say, I actually came back to Star Wars 2 now to play Ossus, and we sure came a long way since December 2011, the launch. Much improved now, so it's good to be back. Now, after believing I would not come back to Star Wars 2 after, going full into Star Citizen, the world's first super MMO, I gotta say it was really nice to see that they made Ossus like the old planets, open world, imps spawn one place in the Republic one place, and you meet each other everywhere. That's the good old planets, and unlike the Sakul update, which was I despised it and hated it. So this was a really good update to come back to. Now doing good old content again, like the old days, is so much better than, as I said, in the horrible update, Sakul update, which looked fine and everything. It's just, they gave us all these companions I didn't want. I don't want other companions than my own companions, and I just want right now an option in the game to get rid of the companions that is not mine. Now they just dump companions on everyone with all updates. I despise that. Companions should mean something. They should be something you actually care about. That they first took away the uniqueness of companions by giving everyone the same like 5-6 skills. But if you get the option to just use our own companions and get rid of that whole Outlander nonsense and the having everyone's companions. I mean, I have a Sith warrior, and to see T7 and M14X on a Sith warrior is ludicrous, lore and story wise and everything. So please, BioWare, give us the option to get rid of those companions. We don't want to, like a station or something we go to and basically like dismiss them and says bye bye. You're out of here, and that's it. So and that whole alliance nonsense, just please make it stop. I love Ossus. Ossus is great. I love the main story on both factions. I love how it's unique faction content, which is the only reason I came back to this game, was back to Republic versus Empire. That is great, really really good. And I actually got 3 friends to resub to the game, to Star Wars: The Old Republic. 3 friends. That would never in a million years happen if I wasn't so excited to play Republic versus Empire again. And knowing that 2019 you're going to give out patch 6.0, if I'm not mistaken, which will continue this trend with more story for each faction, the same type of open planets that you have now with Ossus. So bravo to the devs for actually finally doing what they should do, or management I should say. So I really really can't wait for update 6.0. Now again, Ossus looks and sounds fantastic. It's a very beautiful planet and very immersive. So with uh, lots of PvE dailies, uh, daily missions. If you're 2 players or 4 players, uh, world bosses. So there's plenty of things to do, and cool mini bosses and startups. So you're gonna enjoy it. Now, guess who's back? That's right, Darth Malgus. That was brilliant. That whole thing with him, didn't die. I always believe he didn't die, and he's back now. So I have hopes that BioWare will not just make him a Flashpoint boss or something again, and actually make a big story with Malgus that ends in a long quest of like 2 or 3 raids, which will be really really awesome and everyone can do. So please, BioWare, make this right with Malgus. Make at least one big raid, a fantastic raid with Malgus in the end as a raid boss that is really challenging and really awesome, that people want to replay over and over again. Uh, don't I had him as a companion once, and he actually died, which was horrible. But Malgus is like one of the coolest Star Wars characters ever. So please do him justice and don't rush it. Occasions like this in game is like really really well done, and there were so many people playing this update. I mean, there was like 7, 8, 9 instances full every day, looking for ops groups for the world bosses and everything, and it was really cool and exciting to be in game in Star Wars Tour again. The gearing system I think should have been better, like before. Now it's a little overly complicated, and like if you're new to the game, you're like, how do I gear up, and why should I have this and this from previous expansion? But you know, it's some research and you'll be fine. Let's talk a little about PvP. I'm like hardcore PvP. I love PvP. I've done, I don't know, thousands of hours of PvP in Star Wars Tour. But you know, expertise is still gone, the PvP stats, so that's great. So you know, don't mess up PvP in open worlds because of it. I gotta say, the thing now, it's like they mix imps and reps in war zones. It's fine. I, you know, the first is a little, you know, immersion breaking. Sue me, I like immersion, but like it's cool. You know, it gives fair matches, and it's actually it's for, you are doing PvP to be competitive. You love to compete against other players, the challenge, you know, the thrill of it. So it's okay with mixed teams. I despise that they have arenas in war zones, which is ludicrous. It's ridiculous, but hey, what you gonna do? You know, they stick to it. So I just do like many. I just leave them, and I rejoin a match to play war zones. But arenas themselves are really cool to play. So play ranked, unranked arenas to help you gear up faster. So that's a lot of fun. But I just wish they could separate arenas from war zones. Of course, arenas ranked, you only do arenas. So my knowledge. But PvP wise, you know, they have more war zones now and more arenas. So if you love doing those, you're not going to be excited, and they have better rewards for doing also PvP now. So that's great. Now remember, I got 3 people to resub to this game now, and I resubbed myself now to play Ossus and everything. So, but, and I used to be like in the past, like especially in 2012, 13, I despised what they did with the game, and they didn't do this and that. Well, especially later, but I was I was so vocal on the official forums. They banned me, so I don't care. You know, I really tried to just, you know, help them improve the game. And they've done a lot of things right. So, but to play the new updates, it's totally worth to come back and sub for at least a month or two, whatever. As long as they keep making this type of great content like they do now with the good old planets, I'll be here subbing, and so be a lot of other people will be here subbing and playing. And this is how you do things right, Bioware Austin. Now, of course, as everything else in life, the best way to keep tabs on what's happening in Star Wars Tour, like any other IP out there, it's through Reddit. So reddit.com/SWTO Tour, you know, is great. So just use Reddit if you have any questions or need some information. One thing I noticed with Ossus is super important. A lot of people in chat are looking for ops groups to fight the world bosses. Ossus have 2 raid bosses, I believe. I've done both of them a few times, and people, even if it's early in the morning, afternoon, or night, people are looking for them and to do them, and that's what it's all about. People on open worlds looking for groups and fighting these world bosses. So well done on this. What's really interesting about Star Wars Tour is the 4th pillar, as they call it, the story, is actually the thing that most people were like before the game came out, was like, who cares? But it's so cool, because that's actually the thing that won people over and made them stay and replay this game for years, even when, you know, Star Wars suffered a lot. So that's great. They gotta make faction stories, unique faction stories that actually matters to the individual player. So as long as you make really good stories with that matters for each faction, I'll be here. I won't go away, and so won't many, because that's actually the hardcore player base that you have kept retaining over the years. Is because of, you know, they have been here because of the replaying of stories, making different choices. So just stick to that, and don't, you know, lose sight of that like you did with Sakul, which was terrible when it comes to story-wise. Nothing made sense. It's a cool when you have 8 classes doing the same storyline, which is ludicrous. But you're getting back on track now, so just keep doing this and promote the game for what it should be: good stories and great rating, great, all of these things that people love to do in the open world together. And yes, if you're wondering if you can make a instant level 7 in this game, you can with like 2,000 or something cartel coins, which is I don't know how many dollars in your life, but you can do that and just skip all the previous content. The only positive thing about skipping any content in this game, I would say, is a cool. I mean, you can do this cool, both of those expansion, those 10 levels combined. You can do that like once at the max, once for 2 characters, one in each faction, before you puke of killing, those sky troopers and how utter ridiculous the story is yeah, unless you're a Sith or a Jedi, the story makes 0 sense. But so if you want, you can just auto level to 70 to start playing Ossus on the end game and learn the ropes from there. So that is great. You don't have to actually go through. But if I were you and you're brand new, I would actually if you've never played the game before, just play from 1 up until the end of Shadow of Revan and just stop right there and then auto level that character to 70. You don't have to play unless you want to play cool stories, which is they're extremely grinding. So, but it's up to you. I have really high hopes for 6.0, which is going to come out sometime in 2019. So I have no idea when that's coming out. I'm obviously not gonna, when I play the hell out of my reputation up to max now on Ossus, I am not gonna sub. When I've done everything, I'm not gonna sub anymore until 6.0 is out. So it's up to you, BioWare, but don't rush it. You just make a great expansion, something people really want to come back to, and make a raid that makes sense for everyone, that people want to play over and over again. I would love to join Ops and find a raid group, like we do the world bosses, in a really fun, awesome raid. None of this third faction nonsense, just make it Sith versus make what you should have done from the beginning was make the Empire players team up to fight against Republic PvE operations, raids, and vice versa. People would have loved that. That would be unique operations for each faction would be a huge winner for this game. Instead of always that nonsense with a third faction both play, against the same, doing the same rating as a third faction, which I despise that. Many people do too. So just please go, even do like you do now and make 2 raids and you release some like one fourth of it on each faction first with 1 unique super boss. You unlock then the second boss on each faction, each raids. Each faction is in the third, and maybe the last boss on let's say the Republic to fight is Malgus, and the 4th boss on the Empire to fight is Satil Shan or something. And but that you can use a whole year to put out 1 raid with make it a really big, long, awesome raid with not too much trash. Oh God, I hate when it's too much trash in games. Better with interesting, awesome mini bosses to fight than high level weekend PCs should not be able to kill you in raids. So just focus on the heavy bosses and the main bosses and the mini bosses. Interesting fights. Tank and Spank, just go all the way out. Really fun for everyone to enjoy. So you will have us staying for a long time. So yeah, surprised to be sure, but a welcome one. Star Wars Tour is fun playing again. So if you're thinking about coming back, you should definitely come back. I get out of a 7, I would give the Ossus 6 out of 7. It's really entertaining to play again. So you should definitely head back if you're bored, doing not doing something else in life right now. So and have some fun here. So yeah, another happy landing, and enjoy Star Wars Republic with its good stories and everything, and have fun. See ya.